Welcome back to the Every Closet. My name is Stephanie, and along with my trusty partner Ethan, we are two full-time resellers on places like Poshmark and eBay. In today's video, we're going over a what sold video. We're going to do what sold in April of this year. I'm a little behind, but my plan is to also film May after this, so then we'll be all caught up, and that will be nice for once. But that's what I say every month, so we will see. Yes, so we had a terrible sales month in April. I just pulled up all of the sales on my desktop over here, and it's bad. Like, this is going to be a short video, which is, oh, it was bad. April was a really bad sales month, especially on Poshmark US. I think there's like 6 sales to share with you. So as per usual, I'm going to be sharing sales for one item over $50. I'm not going to be sharing bundles unless each individual item went over $50 in the bundle. Let's just get into it. Let's start with Canada. So the first thing we sold was this Mark New York black 4-pocket layered jacket. It was a men's Mark New York jacket in a size extra large. It sold for $80, giving us 64 Canadian after earnings, and this was $30 at a Value Village. So that gives us a $34 profit. So that was pretty good, or at least the tag said 30. Maybe I had 20% off or something, or 30. Regardless, let's assume it was 30 because that's what I remember was on the tag. The next thing we sold was a Tory Burch Danica red patterned silk long sleeve top in a size 2. This sold for 73 Canadian dollars, which I was very happy about, giving us $58.40 after fees. And I believe this shirt was $15 to $20 at a consignment store, but it did sit for quite some time. I think we had it about like something over 8 months, which is quite some time in my opinion. We did eventually get a good profit on it, at least $38. Yeah, that's what the at least is, and then possibly a bit more. So I was happy with that, especially after it sat so long. Okay. Next, it was a bundle, but both items were quite pricey. So the bundle sold for $317, and it was 2 items. So one item was this Sablin Maya V-neck ribbed sweater. From the moment this hit our closet, it had tons of likes. So do look for that label, Sablin, S-A-B-L-Y-N. But it did take quite a while to sell, but that's also maybe because I had it priced at like $150. Next was an IRO gray wool blend leather trim blazer jacket in a size 6. This was also rather expensive. I had it listed for I think $250 or so. And so both these items sold in a bundle together for $317, which I was very happy with. More than a reasonable offer. I was, yeah, super thrilled with that. And I know I only spent around $20 on the Sablin sweater, possibly less, but I might have spent up to around $50 on the IRO, or at least that's what I would pay today, and I do forget buying it. In total, we might have got $70 into cost of goods for this bundle. Both of these items we got at consignment stores quite a while back, and our earnings after fees were $239.44. So $240 minus 70 is $170 profit. Yes. So that was fantastic. Obviously, great profit on those 2 items. If it's 170, what's that, like $85 each? If you split it right down the middle. Glorious. Love it. Amazing bundle. Glad I had those items. Glad we had the opportunity to flip them. Next was something I don't regret it. Screw it. I don't know what happened here though. This is Spell. It's a Spell dress. It's actually, I called it a Spell in Designs. So maybe that's what they're calling themselves now. Anyway, Jungle Maxi tiered dress. It was so cool. And it was in a size small, but it's very flowy, and so it would fit up to a size medium. It was a new with tags Spell dress, maxi dress. So I listed this at $325, and it sat for quite a while, but someone came along and purchased it for full price. Like 48 hours later, they were like, hey, can I cancel? I don't know if it'll fit. And I was like, I shipped that. And she was like, okay. And then when she got it, I heard nothing. I the order's complete. It's been a very long time now. Our earnings have been released, and yeah, she didn't say anything once it got there. She didn't rate it, nothing. So I hope it fit her, but that did work out nicely for us because she didn't open a case, nothing. So I was really nervous about this sale, but once the earnings got released, I was like, okay. So our earnings after fees were $260. And I remember paying, I believe, $90. So let's call it 100, like maybe with tax or something. So that would have been a $160 profit, which is fantastic. I honestly think that I might have screwed up paying quite that much for this dress, but because it was new at tags, I thought, no, I can totally sell this over $200. And lo and behold, I sold it over $300. So that worked out really well for me, but that might have been luck. In future, I think even for new at tags spell, unless it's like a super rare sought after dress, I think I'll be paying a maximum of like 60, 70 now on. This was a risk, but it paid off beautifully, but that might have been a fluke. So I don't like to operate on flukes. Next, we sold these R13 Army Green Leopard Raw Hem shorts. I loved these shorts. The moment I saw them, I listed them for like $125 or something. They sold for $80, giving us $64 after Posh fees. And I bought these for $20 at a consignment store that had them on sale. They were in a size 28 too, so yeah, I was pretty confident paying $20 for these. I was like, yeah, these are R13 cool, like unique shorts. They're in a size 28 too. Like, I can do this. So that gives us a $44 profit. So that's amazing after fees and everything. Love it. Love to see it. Next, we sold one of those Meerman shoes I told you about. So there was a haul. I totally forget which one. But we were just looking at these dress shoes and they looked nice. And so I looked up the brand. It was Meerman Mallorca was the brand. I'd never heard of it, but they were $30 at Value Village. And when I looked them up, they had some comps like between 75 and 150, and I was like, heck yes. So we bought those, and even though they were a pretty small size, they were a men's 8.5, which is like pretty small in men's shoes, but these sold. The first pair sold anyway. I think we still have the second, but the first pair sold for $93, giving us $74.40 after Posh fees, or a $44 profit, which again, fantastic, totally what I'm looking for. And yeah, just if you come across something that looks good quality in the thrift and you don't know what it is, Google it. You have your phone, you have the internet with you at all times, presumably, unless you're in some basement. You know, it might be worth $44, or sometimes it might be worth more than that. So yeah, was happy with that. Next, group by Babaton, a long camel colored sweater or cardigan. The titles are cut off. That's why I'm not just eloquently spewing keywords in a row. It just says the first like 6 words and then I'm just making it up from there. Anyway, this sold for $50. I vividly remember this being $15 at Value Village, like 14 something. So after fees, that'd be $39.30. Or minus 15, no, $25 profit. Oh my God, it only just made it. So yeah, I believe I was going back and forth with this person and I was like, 50 is my lowest, because I think I knew like that's my $25 mark. And I had this listed a lot higher. I think I had it listed at 80, but we were going back and forth and I was like, yeah, sorry, I just sent my lowest offer. It's $50. And so they accepted, and yeah, they left a love note and everything. So yeah, happy with that. They got a killer steal on that cardigan because it's pretty recent Babaton, and I think it was like $100 and something at Aritzia, you know. And I got a pretty good steal on it, given that I paid $14.99 or whatever I paid. Next was a Love Shack fancy dress. It was the Live Ruffle mini dress in white. We had it in a size small, and I listed this thing for like $250, which was so fun for me. It sold for $150. This is why I list on the high end of comps, you guys, because people send fun offers. But thankfully for me, I actually paid $30 for this dress at a consignment store. It was on sale. They weren't selling it, I guess. But I saw Love Shack Fancy and I was like, gimme. Love Shack Fancy is probably one of my top 5 brands to sell. Like, seriously, it's up there with Arc'teryx and like Gucci. I don't know. Anyway, it sold for $150, giving us $117.90 after Posh fees. So minus the 30 I paid, just 115 minus 30 is like 85, an $85 profit. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, I was pretty confident in that when I saw it for the markdown price that it was at the consignment store. I was like, yep, mine, get in my cart. So that worked out quite well for us. Next, we sold a pair of Stuart Weitzman Margarita Wedge espadrilles in a size 10.5. We got these at Value Village, and even though they were around $30, they were like brand new. And I was like, oh, Stuart Weitzman sandals and stuff like that might not sell that well, but these are like brand freaking new. So I picked them up and we sold them for $80. Our earnings after fees were $64, giving us like a $34 profit. They were a pretty quick flip too. But yeah, I recommend being picky with the Stuart Weitzman shoes that you pick up. But in this case, it was a style I wouldn't normally pick up. But gosh darn if they weren't basically new. Like, they had no wear on them. So I was like, okay, well, gotta. Next, we had a Fenty by Rihanna and Puma collab blue and yellow lace side leggings in a size large. These were so cool. I saw these. Oh, I got these at Value Village. That was fantastic. Yeah, I saw these at Value Village and I was like, oh, heck yes. I think they were $20, but they sold for $70, giving us $56 after fees. Fees. Or a $36 profit approximately, which is great. That's what I'm looking for. And yeah, Fenty by Rihanna is great. Whenever she collabs with anyone, I'd recommend looking up comps. And looking up comps on these, I was pretty confident we could make our nice $25 profit or a bit more, which was what happened. So I'm happy about that. Next, we got this Wild Fox Cream Shipwreck Sleeveless Maxi Dress. Super cute maxi dress by Wild Fox. I do think Wild Fox used to sell better than it does now, and we had this for about a year. So I would actually call this a miss. I paid $30 for this at consignment, and it only sold for $50 in the end after holding it for around a year, which gives us a $10 profit after fees. That does not make our benchmark profit, but it sold for $50, and I'm literally showing you everything that sold for over $50 this month because there aren't that many, so we have time. So yeah, I would say this is a miss. I would not pay $30 for this today, but you live and learn, and I had it for a long time, and now I know Wild Fox, even maxi dresses, just don't command that anymore, and that's good to know. We sold this Kenzo red coral crew neck tiger sweater. It was like a cropped version, and it had these little crop panels, and I could not for the life of me find a stock photo, which made me sad. It was in a size medium, but it only sold for $65. We had it for a while, again, not like as long, but we had it for a little while, and honestly, I tried it on. It was a medium, so I was like, I'm gonna try this on, but I found it like hit exactly perfect length to be very unflattering on me. So I was like, no, I don't want to wear this. We're gonna sell it. It was a better deal back when I thought that I was going to wear it. So it was $35 at consignment store. And like, if I'd held on to this longer, I'm sure we could have sold it for more, but I just wanted it gone because I was like, yeah, that was mostly a me purchase that didn't work out. So we sold it for $65, which gives us $52 after Posh fees, and then minus $35. I think that's like a $17 profit. So it's not great. Not what I'm looking for, especially not when I spend $35, but I kind of thought I wanted it. And I have such a sucker place in my heart for Kenzo Tiger sweaters. Honestly, I just accepted a lower offer on this and kind of moved on. We got $17 this month. Wasn't the best. Okay, next we sold that Fawn Design original diaper bag that we had in like a cream color. It was a small like leather backpack diaper bag kind of thing. Fond Design makes very popular diaper bags. It sold for $102, which was fantastic. That gave us $81.60 after Posh fees and maybe shipping discount. And I paid $33 for this at Value Village. So yeah, that was fantastic. Give $80, $81 minus $33. That's really specific. It's around a $47 profit or something, which is great. Totally, again, what I'm looking for, and yeah, just love it. Next was a Alice and Olivia New Tags black and blue Nelly dress in a size 0. This took so long to sell because it was a size 0 probably, but it's super cute, like cocktail dress. It's V-back, super cute, but just, yeah, you had to wait around for someone who's a size 0 to want it. So yeah, Alice and Olivia New Tags, it sold for $100, giving us exactly $80 after fees, so they must have sent that as an offer. No ship discount. I know I would not have paid more than $40 for this basically ever, but I think I probably paid more, like around $30. So if we assume it was $40, then that's a $40 profit. If we assume it was $30, that's a $50 profit. Either way, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I remember picking this up and I remember going, oh, but it's a size 0. And then I think the price convinced me. So I'm guessing it was around $30 or maybe even less dollars at a consignment store. But yeah, Value Village would never have marked it down that low. But I think the consignment store was right too. Like, how often are they going to get size 0 people who want this exact thing walking in and paying more than that? I totally get it. But yeah, that was a good item for us. Nice little bread and butter flip for our closet. Thanks. We sold these Alexander Wang Avery block heel mules in taupe. They were in a size 7.5 and they sold for $100, giving us $80 after Posh fees. And I bought these for $35 at a consignment store. $35 profit? Yeah, totally. That's math. Yikes! So we got a $45 profit on those. I wanted them to sell a bit higher, but we were going, like into spring. They were mules. $100 was a reasonable offer. So I accepted those and yeah, reasonable flip. Next was a Free People Intimately Go to Gauze midi dress. And it was a size small and it sold for $68, giving us $54.40 after fees. And I remember this thing didn't look super good on a hanger, but I found stock photos, which was very helpful. But on a hanger, it did not look very good. So it was actually only $14 at Value Village, or $12 even. Like, they were not pricing it up for the Free People tag. I think they thought maybe something was wrong with it. It wasn't. That's just the style of it. After fees, earnings were $54, so we made around like a $40 profit there, which is fantastic. Very happy about that. Normally can't do that with Free People things and Value Village pricing, because normally if they were like, oh, a Free People midi dress, that'll be like $20 to $40, which is ridiculous. But no, they had that one priced really low, and I was like, gimme. Okay, next, we didn't source this, but it sold for over $50, so I'm gonna tell you about this. It's a Kitten Ace Burrow navy blue brushed terry turtleneck shirt in a size extra small. My mom had this, which was surprising to me. I didn't even know she knew about Kitten Ace. No offense, Mom, love you. I love my mom, and she totally taught me everything that is what I do about fashion, which is like, just have stuff that's not going to break and be comfortable, and who cares about designer labels, which is the attitude I have, which is so weird as a fashion reseller now. I don't know where they have stores, right? So like, I wonder where she got this. Maybe online. I don't know. Anyway, she didn't like it. I don't know why. She was like, yeah, I'm not going to wear it probably. And I was like, okay. So it was basically new. And it was a Kitten Ace, like, turtleneck sweater. Awesome. It sold for $52, giving us $41.60 after fees, and this was just a donation from my mom, so thank you, Mom. We got $41.60 from it, and we very much appreciate it. Tell your friends and family what you do, guys. It can be a good one. That was all the Canadian sales over $50 that month. Yes, all of them, except for like a bundle or two. But horrifying. Okay. Let's go into the US sales over $50, which sadly I think is 6 things. April sucked. Okay, we sold an Aritzia Wilfred black Coulement V-neck or V-back jumpsuit in a size 2. We sold this for $65 US, giving us $52 US after fees. And I believe I bought this for $25 or $30, either at Value Village or a consignment store. I'm not 100% sure. But that gives us around 65 Canadian dollars after converting it back to Canadian. So the profit on there would have been, say I paid 35 just for funsies. That would have been around a $30 profit at least. So that's cool. I wouldn't have taken 65 Canadian, but given that it was American, sure. So that was a good flip, and it was a size 2 as well, so pretty small. I like that jumpsuit. I'd totally do that flip again. Next was a pair of Lululemon Wonder Underpants, high rise, in a size 8. They're just plain black. No Wonder Under. That was a really bad joke. Okay, they sold for $54 US, giving us $43.20 US after fees. I almost always have to pay around 20 bucks for Lululemon leggings, whether it's a Value Village or a consignment store. So let's assume there were maybe $22. I want to do that. Although I do usually use coupons, but I don't like to play that game. So after fees, but then converting back to Canadian dollars, it would have been around $54. So minus $22 would have been like a $30 profit. So that's awesome. That's what I expect for size 8 black Wonder Unders. Next, we sold a New At Tags LK Bennett Faye green checkered pencil skirt in a size 12. There was so much going for this, but it was only $20 at a consignment store, even though it was new with tags. I was thrilled about that. So we picked that up very enthusiastically, and it sold for $89 US. Awesome. So that's $71.20 US after fees, or like, let's convert it right back to 89-ish. Minus 20 would be 69. Oh, that's a huge profit. LK Bennett cannot always perform like that, but because this was a size 12 and New At Tags, I was very confident in it. It is a very expensive brand, retail. I think this was like a $250 skirt, but it doesn't always hold that value. So like, careful when you're picking up items to be picky. This had multiple factors going for it. It had the size 12, which is a great like average size of a lot of people. And it was New At Tags, which also very much helps bump the price up. So I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. Yes, I am? No, I'm not. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Bless me. Okay. Self-blessings. Isn't that what Instagram's all about? Okay, anyway, yeah, that was the LK Bennett skirt, so that went well. This next one was a New At Tags Aritzia Babaton white breeze dress. It was a strapless dress, and it was a 00. So I was pretty hesitant to pick this up, but because it was New At Tags, I did, and it was only $15 at the consignment store. I'm guessing they had the same issues I did, 00, strapless white dress, but it didn't have any stains, which was kind of miraculous. So it sold for $50 US, which gave us 40 after blah, blah, blah. And so 50 after the blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I just think that sounds so convoluted. But let's say, yeah, 50 Canadian dollars, and then we minus our 15 Canadian dollars in these, so it was around a $35 profit, which was about the most I expected from this dress, given that it was a 00. That is a hard size to move, but someone out there is a 00, and they want a little strapless, cute midi dress. Yeah, midi dress in all white that they can just rock all summer, looking so much hotter than the sun. Okay. Next was another miss. I would go back and I would not buy this. However, it was pretty cheap at the consignment store. It was $20. That is why I picked it up, but I'd still go back and not buy this. It was a Lafayette 148 New York lilac pale purple, like shift dress in a size 6. Lafayette 148, man, I don't know what of theirs that I can sell. Is it their blazers? I'd have to look it up again because I'm forgetting now what actually sells from them, but it ain't their dresses. So this sat for a good year, and then it sold for $55. $55 US, so 44 after earnings, 55 after conversion, approximately. And if you're wondering, I keep saying that because the US dollar converts to 1.35 approximately Canadian dollars. So it actually would be like a $56 or $57 Canadian. But again, I just like to cut off multiple dollars of profit in these videos because I do not like to appear more successful than we are. But if you know all those things, then you can take those into account in your head. So yeah, that's why I'm converting all the US things back to Canadian dollars that way. That's the conversion rate right now. It's been around 1.35 for the last 8 or 9 months. It's been fantastic. Anyway, I paid $20 for this at the consignment store, so that does give us a $35 profit. Fine, this one worked out, but we had it for so long and it's such a substantial piece that would have retailed for like $300 or more that I wouldn't pick that up again. I'm probably just passing by most of the Lafayette 148 dresses I see if I've seen them since then. So bye-bye. Next was so easy for me. We paid $25 for this. It sold for $100 US, giving us around a $75 Canadian profit. Fantastic. It was a new with tags, Versace jeans, studded tiger long sleeve black shirt for men. So it was a men's shirt. It was new with tags, but it was the Versace jeans brand, which isn't like quite as high as the regular Versace, but it still had its price on it. I think it was like a $200 shirt. So we sold it for $100 US, giving us, 80 after fees, and then maybe like 105 after converting. So around a $75 profit on that item. Love it, love it. Every time I do one of these videos, I'm like, man, paying up is worth it. Because almost everything that we sell for over $50 is something we paid around $10 to $30 for. There's so rare where I'm like, we got this for $5 and it sold for $100. Like that so rarely happens. Like sometimes you find those things, but it's not something that you can like count on finding often enough that you're gonna build a business off of like $5 into $80 flips. Like it's just not reliable. What's reliable is maybe like $20 into $60. And I feel like we've shown that, like doing it again and again and again. So if you have to pay up for things, just make sure you're knowing what things are going to sell for at least whatever minimum profit you want. And that's my advice. And here we go. Let's go over some things that sold in April from eBay. Yes. Okay. We sold a Jump Vintage 90s blue sequin spaghetti strappy back slip gown, a glitter extra small 1990s. Haha, my whole title's there. We sold this for $56 on eBay. I don't know what that means we made after fees because there's the US conversion again. All of these sales are in US dollars. Even the ones that we sell to Canada, they're paying US dollars. So like, because we sell from ebay.com with our Canadian accounts. It's a whole thing. Ethan made a video about it if you're like, what are you talking about? But I digress. I don't know what the fees are on eBay. Like, I don't know if this was promoted at all, by what percentage. So it sold for $56. Let's say we made around like, after fees, probably, I don't know, and conversion, maybe 50 Canadian dollars after that. I don't remember what I paid for this dress. It was like a gown, right? So I probably paid $20 to $30, giving us only a $20 to $30 profit, depending. But I think I'd still do that flip again. It was such a cool dress. I think it could have sold for more. I accepted $56 as an offer, and yeah, it went okay. Okay, what else sold? So many of our eBay sales are under $50, like by a lot. To the point where I'm like, not 100% sure how much our business model makes total sense on eBay. I think that's why a lot of people on eBay are volume sellers, because you can make more sales, but like people aren't going on eBay being like, I'll pay you $90 for that, unless it's like, where can I find this thing? On eBay? Sure, then that's where I want it. Anyway, we sold an All Saints Tammy Masala camisole in forest green snakeskin print in a size 4. This was actually only $48, but again, we have time this month, so I'm gonna tell you about it. And it was only like a little tiny camisole, so we actually probably also made like $2 back on shipping, because we charge flat rate shipping, and I'm sure that shipping this tiny little camisole was probably like $4 US, and we charged $7. So regardless, it sold for $48. I'm guessing that means we made around like 45 Canadian, and this was only $12 at a consignment store, which was fantastic, because I was like, that's worth more than that. And it was. And sometimes I get vindicated. Okay, next. I think this is a Trina Turk Casablanca tunic multicolor swim cover-up mini dress in a size small. They sold like the day that my mom was like, that's kind of cute. And I was like, why didn't you say so before? I've had it for a few weeks. But yeah, sorry, Mom, it sold. Or I would have totally given it to you. But it sold for $50 and we paid 12 or so, I'm pretty sure. So let's say 15, giving us around like maybe a $30 profit after all of the math that I don't want to do. Next, I was super happy about this. We got 2 pairs of Nuatags Neon Buddha Bolivia Capris in indigo blue, and then I wrote soft wide leg elastic pant in a size medium. One of them sold on eBay for $65, which was fantastic because the other one's just hanging out, and it's still just hanging out, and I don't know when someone's gonna buy it, but maybe Nuatags Neon Buddha does a little bit better on eBay than it has been doing lately on Poshmark, so that's fantastic. I felt lucky to have sold this, honestly, but they were only $10 each. So I was like, okay, well, Nuatags. You know, it's hard. It's hard when you're out there sourcing. That worked out really well in this case. Since they were $10 each, we actually made enough profit to be profitable on both of them, and the other one's not even sold yet, but whatever. So $65, let's say we made around 60 Canadian after fees and conversion. So minus 10, or if you want to do both, minus 20, that'd be like a, wow, like a $50, $40 to $50 profit. That's actually pretty cool. Dang, maybe I would do that again. No, I feel like that was luck. I don't know. I digress. The next thing was this men's National Standard navy blue 100% wool full zip hoodie in a size extra large. This was in the women's section at a Value Village. And I was like, I think this is men's, which honestly, that's like half the time when I find good men's stuff, it's in the women's section, and good women's stuff in the men's. Anyway, this was like $8.99 or something like that at Value Village, and it sold for $55 Canadian. I'd never heard of National Standards, but I looked it up in the store and it had some reasonable comps. It was also 100% wool hoodie, so I thought that was good and like quality, so picked it up. Lo and behold, sold on eBay for $55, giving us maybe like a $35, $40 profit. I don't know. Math's hard, and I just didn't want to play anymore. Next was this Velvet by Graham & Spencer brown taupe, 100% cashmere, 100% cashmere. That's totally why I picked this up. Boat neck drape oversized sweater. This was like a huge sweater with like drapey sleeves, and like it was cute. It sold for $50 on eBay, so $50 US, and it was only, I remember this being under $10, but I don't remember the exact amount, so let's call it $10. So we probably made around a $30 to $35 profit there, which is fantastic. Velvet by Graham & Spencer is a very expensive brand, but I'm pretty picky with what I pick up from them. I picked this up because of the low-ish, for me, cost of goods, and because it was 100% cashmere, which really helps. Oh, okay, the last thing that sold in April on eBay, and this, I must admit, Ethan was right. Can I say it again? Ethan was right. So this, it says right under it, sold via promoted listings. So I really don't know what their fees would be on this one, but it was the Lululemon Team Canada Winter Olympics 2021 down puffer jacket in ivory and red in a size 8. So this was that jacket we got from Plato's Closet in our Plato's Closet video. I don't know where it is, but I know for a fact it was $50. And Ethan was like, that's good. We can make a profit on that. And I was like, I don't know that anyone wants this. Ethan was 100% right. It sold for $250 eBay dollars? US dollars. US dollars. So let's assume a bit more fees on this one, like maybe closer to Poshmark's 20% fees on this one. And it probably, we lost a few dollars on shipping, I'm guessing, because it was so big and puffy. And we usually charge $7 flat rate shipping. Gosh, I don't know. All I know is that would have been like probably at least $100 profit, if not $150, or maybe even a little bit more once you're converting back to Canadian dollars. That's super cool. I was very happy about that. So that was a fantastic sale, and Ethan was right, and I'll never question him again, probably. Just kidding, that's not true. And yeah, that's the end of the sales. Wow, so few sales. Normally I skip sales and just go after ones that I think can teach us something, or like that are particularly good or particularly bad or something. No, that was all of them. That was everything that sold over $50 in all of April. How are we still in business? June's been a good month so far, so that's helpful. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope we all learned something from those solds. And yeah, if you're having a hard month, push through. We were having a really hard April, but June's been doing really good. So there are going to be slow times in reselling, but over the year it should average out. If you've been going and it's been slow for like 6 months, you need to look at your systems, you need to look at your processes and things like that. But if it's a month or two that's slower than usual, sometimes that just does happen. It happens to all of us. And I encourage you to push through it, or maybe push through it, but also do a sourcing freeze and just focus on relisting this month. Don't like dump a bunch more money into your business, but do keep going and pushing and know that eventually at some point it's going to pick back up. So that's my spiel. And yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Okay. How do you get back here? Oh, how does Ethan ever get back here?